Okay, so can you imagine being a total superstar, a top tier deity in the celestial world, but you're stuck in a 1,000-year-long PR crisis? Well, that is the incredible story of Lu Dongbin, and we're about to figure out exactly why.
And this really gets to the heart of the whole contradiction. On one side, you've got this revered spiritual grandmaster, the very soul of the legendary Eight Immortals. And on the other side, popular gossip paints him as this petty guy who breaks up couples and is dumb enough to get bitten by a dog. So, what's the deal? How did a god this important end up with such a terrible reputation?
All right, let's play detective here. We're going to open up the case files and investigate the two biggest pieces of bad press that have haunted his reputation for centuries. It's time to get to the bottom of the gossip.
First up, the big one. This is the piece of gossip everyone knows. The idea that if you're a couple and you visit his temple together, you are doomed to break up. Seriously, this legend has been making couples nervous for generations.
So, the story you always hear paints him as this bitter, jealous god. The tale goes that he tried to court Hishyangu, who is the only woman in the Eight Immortals. She turned him down, and supposedly, he got so mad about it that he now just goes around splitting up happy couples for spite. But here's the thing. That's all just drama. It was basically cooked up in novels a few hundred years ago to make the stories more exciting. Now, this is where it gets really cool. The key to busting this myth isn't some old, dusty text. It's his most famous accessory, his sword. And this isn't just any old weapon. It's the Pure Yang sword, which is really a powerful symbol for wisdom.
And this shows you what that sword is really for. It has nothing to do with breaking hearts. It's all about cutting away the three poisons of the mind. You've got greed, you've got anger, and you've got delusion. All the stuff that clouds our judgment and keeps us from seeing things clearly.
So you gotta reframe how you think about this. He's not a breakup machine at all. He's more like a happiness filter. The idea is that he's not gonna destroy a genuinely good relationship. But if your relationship is toxic or unhealthy or just not right, his wisdom helps you see that truth and gives you the strength to cut those ties. But if it's real love, his sword actually helps you cut away all the baggage like jealousy and ego, making your bond even stronger. All right, let's move on to the second charge against him. This one is all thanks to a famous idiom. A dog bites Lu Dongbing, which basically means not recognizing a good person when you see one. It's a phrase that has unfairly painted him as this unlucky, clueless guy for centuries. And the whole thing, the entire myth, comes down to this one simple, incredible mistake. It's a total phonetic mix-up. On the left, you see the characters for Go Yao, which means dog bite. But the original story wasn't about a dog at all. It was about the person on the right, Go Yao, which was the name of Lu Dongbin's best friend. They sound almost exactly the same, and that little bit of confusion changed everything. So the real story, it's not about bad luck. It's this beautiful, super dramatic tale about friendship. It starts with Lu Dongbin helping his friend Go Yao study for his exams. Years pass, and then disaster strikes. Lu's house burns to the ground. He goes to his now successful friend for help, but Go Yao totally seems to blow him off. Lu goes home absolutely furious and heartbroken, only to find a coffin sitting in his yard. Thinking it's the ultimate insult, he smashes it open, and that's the big reveal. It's packed with gold and silver, along with a note from his friend explaining he sent this secret gift so Lu could rebuild his life without feeling embarrassed. Okay, so we've debunked the myths. His name is officially cleared. So let's talk about who Lu Dongbin really is. And it turns out he's what you might call a slash god, a deity with a truly mind-blowing number of different jobs. I mean, seriously, just look at this resume. He's a grand master of spiritual practices, basically a mind-body healing expert. He's the patron saint of miners. And then, and this is my favorite, he's also the patron saint of hairdressers. How cool is that? On top of all that, he's also one of the 5 gods of literature and scholarship. This guy he's busy. So why should we care about the true story of this ancient god, now that we've cleared away all the rumors? Well, because his real story is actually packed with some pretty amazing wisdom that's still relevant today. For starters, his sword is all about the spirit of decluttering. Not your closet, but your mind. It's about cutting away all that mental baggage. Then, his story with Go Yao is this powerful lesson on what true friendship looks like. It's about deep loyalty, not just what's on the surface. And finally, his incredible career is a reminder that you don't have to be just one thing.
We can all live a slash life, pursuing a bunch of different passions.
So, in the end, when you put it all together, the verdict is pretty clear. The myth gives us this caricature of a petty, unlucky god who is just defined by gossip. But the reality? The reality shows us a wise, loyal, and incredibly multi-talented mentor figure, a complete transformation.
And that kind of leaves us with one last thought. Lu Dongbin's entire story is about using that sort of wisdom to cut through illusions. The illusion of a failed romance, the illusion of a friendship betrayed. So the question for all of us is, if you had that sword, what illusion in your own life, what misunderstanding or false belief would you want to cut away for good?